We had, I'm not sure, maybe 15, 18 different folks came in and picked with me on the second set each night.
Sure.
I'd usually do a solo set first and then bring on the guests. And really had a lot of fun with it. It was, and then the last night was, I did the split and slide sagas, all three of them.
Okay.
And that's the third one was the one that clocked in at 36 minutes. I
Oh,
wasn't
really?
kidding about that one. Yeah. And so I've been telling everybody for the last year that I finally invented a whole new genre of music called hard listening. I think it'll catch on. Billboard, I think it'd have their whole page with the chart, the hard listening chart.
Right.
And now number one for 3 weeks in a row on your hard listening.
I think that show starts at midnight at some public radio station somewhere.
Yeah, it's sort of. There may be a little. It could be dependent on who's listening.
Well, now how many times have you sung the 32-minute song live?
Oh, that's it.
That's it at one
That's the
time?
only time, yeah. Are you kidding?
Well, I was going to ask you what happens when you get to like the 20 minutes into it and you forget the words.
So far, yeah. Well, actually, that's the first time I've ever had the words out in front of me. I had the
I would imagine.
had the lyrics out, but I was surprised at how little I actually used those.
Sure.
Just to kind of glance at them and then,
And you're going to put those words into a book that'll be released next summer? Is
it
that
may
right?
be several volumes. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, the object is to make a big comic book for all the lyrics, and for all. I think I'll probably release that Saturday night, 2 sets as a couple of CDs.
Let's talk for a minute about your non-musical writing. Do you?
Yeah.
I know that you do little short stories, and have you ever published any of those?
I don't know if I've not seriously, but I've published a few little odds and ends there.
Any urge to compile those into a book of short stories?
Well, I've got novels in the works. I've got probably a pretty good backlog of poetry and little short stories, vignette kind of things, and all last year I didn't actually write any songs, but I wrote this long piece about. I think it's going to turn into a book pretty shortly. It's almost finished, but it's about awakening and consciousness and with a pretty strong Buddhist slant to it, and so that was exciting stuff for me to work on.
Do you have a name for that yet?
Leap.
Okay.
The subtitle is there's 2 subtitles. One is Leap into the Great Non-Yonder.
Okay.
And the other subtitle is The Autobiography of a No Self.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, you can come in and talk about the book when it comes out next summer.
Yeah. I'd like, one thing I'd like to do sometime is hold a silent retreat on y'all's radio station.
Okay. We'll save that for the midnight show once again.
During Pledge
You got some
Drive.
great ideas.
The midnight
Pledge Drive.
Right in the middle of Pledge Drive. That's perfect. Butch Hancock live in the KPFT studio. Once again, he's playing over at Main Street Crossing in LaGrange, and that's tonight. Tomorrow at the old...
Tonight's in Tomball.
Oh, did I say? Where did I say?
But that's Main Street Crossing.
and
Tomball.
And then Old Quarter Coosa Cafe in Galveston and Bugle Boy in LaGrange on Saturday. Can we talk you out of one more song?
Oh yeah, let's see. You can have this one.
All right.
No, let's see. Let me. I don't know which one I'm gonna do. People always confuse me when they ask me to play a song. It's like because I've got hundreds. I think I'll do one more new one. Okay.
Okay, sounds great.
Just.
First time on the radio with this one?
As far as I know.
All right. Tell folks about your little harmonica collection you got there.
Oh man, I finally, for years and years, when I first started playing in Austin, I'd have all my harmonicas there, and I was tuning to harmonicas and everything. And after 5 or 6 months, I started noticing that everything was sounding out of tune. I thought it was me or the weather, the humidity or something, And I finally broke down and went down and bought an electronic tuner. And the first thing I discovered was that all of my harmonicas were out of tune. They were either sharp or flat, or some of them were both sharp and flat, up and down the scale. And so it was a dismal day of discovery there. And I went around town, and I could hardly find any harmonicas that were in tune for about a month. It was a bad year for harmonicas, I think.
Yeah.
And finally got it all straightened out. But finally, and the other problem was, since I'd just kind of pile them up there on the stage somewhere, they were always out of whatever kind of order you can put them in. And I finally got this little suitcase, which is just great because now I can keep them in alphabetical order, which, I finally learned the alphabet a year or two into playing, and so it all works out so much better now. Because you don't want to be, playing the wrong harmonica when you come to your harmonica lead in the middle of a song. And in a house of the rising sun. Yeah, there's a room for rent in a house of the rising sun. There's a pot of gumbo cooking. You don't get any of it till it's done. I had a date with a Mona Lisa. I had a dream last night. I had a date with a real Mona Lisa. She was standing in the door, acting like a leaning tower of Pisa. She said, I need somebody to lean on. Can I lean on you? She said, I need somebody to lean on. Can I lean on you? I said I wouldn't mind it if you did, so I don't mind if you do. A month of Sundays to make a little common sense. She takes a whole month of Sundays to make a few minutes of good common sense. She never plans ahead. She's a series of experiments. Pay attention, she blames it all on fate. She just can't pay attention, and she blames it all on fate. She lives in her very own time zone. She says everybody else can just wait. In a house of the rising sun. There's a room for rent in a house of the rising sun. There's a pot of gumbo cooking. You don't get any of it till it's done.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Butch
sir.
Hancock, live
Thanks,
in
Rourke.
the KPFT studio. That was fantastic. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to come play live for us. I know you had to get up early to drive on in, so thank you so much for doing that for us.
Man, I appreciate you having me here. And Susan, thanks for helping arrange all this, or maybe you actually caused it all to happen.
She did.
All right.
And Melissa, thanks for coming in and
Melissa,
filming it.
yeah.
She'll have that up on our Facebook page maybe sometime this afternoon or early tomorrow. And once again, Butch is playing tonight at the Main Street Crossing in Tomball, Old Quarter Acoustic Cafe in Galveston on Friday, and the Bugle Boy in LaGrange on Saturday. Thanks again, my man. Great to see you.
Yeah.
Have a great afternoon and have a great show tonight, all right?
Thanks.
And when that new album comes out in a few months, make sure I get a copy, all right?
You guys want to copy that? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You got it.
Sounds good. We'll talk to you soon, Butch.
Thank you
Thanks.
now. Adios.